We're gonna paint a pink peony. So I was looking for a perfect flower for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I don't really paint roses. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But yeah, so I felt like this pink peony might be a nice.
Well, everybody watching can paint a pink peony and give it to their loved one as a Valentine's gift. But you still have time before dinner tonight. So this is going to be a special day. So we're going to get ready for this. Yana, why don't you go ahead and get started?
All right.
Okay. All right, we're going to move the camera around. Here we go. All right. Okay. So tell us what we've got here.
All right, so this is my reference color. That's a black and white. You don't see it well. I'll just show you. That's a black and white.
What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Leah.
Leah? All right. Okay, so what you're showing us your colors, so why don't you tell us what you're dipping into here?
I'm using oil, so that's linseed oil. And
Is that black?
it's the pre-mixed black, so I combined alizarin crimson and phthalo green, so which makes it perfect black.
Okay. That's a good tip for everybody. All right.
And let me get started.
So notice how she scooped into that paint. See how she scoops it up and lays it down. Get nice thick paint that way. You're not wearing gloves. Okay, now what have you got? Looks like a green.
I am just continuing with the background greens on this. I know that you have a reflection, but yep.
Okay. So do you prefer when you're painting a flower to paint the background first?
It really depends. So today I feel like background first. So I'm laying in the greens, and I try to use literally one stroke at a time. So I
One
don't
stroke, okay.
one stroke.
I notice you're like me, you use blue paper towel.
Yes, I love these paper towels. They're my faves.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They are, yeah, but it's
They work so much better. So somebody in the comments said you keep a non-toxic studio. Tell me about that.
well, I don't use any cadmiums. I really select my mindfully.
Okay. So what's going on? We don't see you.
Sorry about that. I just wrote to Christy. I feel like there is a duplication of sound that I hear.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so what color red is that?
This is a mixture of Persian pink and this wonderful red, that's Scarlet Lake,
Okay.
which is very, very vibrant red.
One of the things that's very hard to do is to lighten up red without making them white. How do you do that?
So I combine this pink, which is, let me see. So this is Persian Rose and Scarlet Lake together, and a little bit of white. I hope you can see them.
I use Persian rose on my palette every time.
Oh,
It's
you
a great
do
color.
it.
It's a Williamsburg color. It's one I discovered when they gave us samples at my Adirondack event.
Yes.
All right. So here's what I think we're going to do, Yana. We're going to get the show officially started. And while we're doing that, maybe you can see if you can get your camera a little closer. I think we'd rather see what you lay down on the canvas than the mixing. So let's go ahead and get the show started.
It's Art School Live with Eric Rose. Now, here's your host, Eric Rose.
Well, happy Valentine's Day. Will you be mine? Well, I hope so. Today we have Yana Beylinson, and she's painting a flower, a beautiful peony. So today you're going to be able to paint a flower and then give your painting to your loved one. All right, whoever that might be. So I'm not painting along because I'm not where I can, but you can hopefully. So if maybe you're at work or something, you can't do it. But today we have a prize, and of course the prize is appropriate for Valentine's Day because it is the world famous Value Specs. They're red, and the glasses are red, and they help you see perfect colors. And you can get them at painttube.tv/specs. The way to win the prize is simply to leave a comment, and we'll grab from the comments both on live and replay and do our prize winners that way. Winner of the last prize was a Plein Air magazine subscription going to Joanne Anderson in New Zealand. I kept mispronouncing her name. All right. And today we have a really wonderful ebook for you. It's called 10 Steps to Become a High-Level Figure and Portrait Artist. And so just go to realismtoday.com/ebook, and that's yours for the taking. realismtoday.com/ebook. And we're here every weekday at 12 noon. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you to subscribe. Just go to YouTube, look up Art School Live, and that's where you're going to find it. And then, of course, once you subscribe, go to social media and follow as well. We have a huge number of subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for making that happen. Those of you who are new today, we're here every weekday at 12 noon. Okay, we're going to get back. Well, we don't have her back yet. I think she's going to be signing back in because it looks like she was having a sound problem, so she's going to have to readjust her camera. So in the meantime, I'm going to play this for you. So I've got a bone to pick with you guys. All right. It's Valentine's Day. Every Valentine's Day is the last day to sign up for the plein air convention and get the lowest price. Actually, the lowest price is given to people at the convention when they sign up. It's lower than any other price, but the lowest public price is Valentine's Day is when it ends. So the price goes up. You can save $600 if you register before midnight tonight. And what happens is everybody waits to the last minute, and then all of a sudden we get flooded with all these people. And then, sometimes they complain that they can't get a seat because they were too late. So why wait? But you've got till midnight tonight. Anyway. All right. Yana is back. Yana Beylinson is here with us, and she's painting a flower for Valentine's Day. Okay, Yana, go for it.
All right. I hope that the sound situation is better. Yes, it is. I'm sorry about that. I had a duplication of sound.
Okay.
And I couldn't really hear you before. I was just guessing, but now I think we're good.
Can you try to get your camera a little bit closer to the palette? I mean, to the painting. I know it means it's going to be hard for you to get in there. I know it's very tight. Okay, that's better. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted also to show my mixing area, but it's not going to fit. So I feel like two things will not fit together.
Yep. Well, they want to see you paint.
Okay, great. So, I'm so relieved that the sound situation is fixed because I really couldn't hear you before.
Okay.
Anyway, Teddy, quiet. Sorry, it's my dog. I can show him to you guys for Teddy. Please.
Maybe afterwards you can show him.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he's my my pride and joy. On most days. All right. So I'm kind of starting more or less like in a random-ish way. Now I just indicated the little bit of the background and a little bit of the dark petals, so like more vibrant side of petals. Now I want to go more in the center of the flower. But because I pre-mixed everything and I sent a picture of my mix prior to starting this. So I really prepared, and you can see how much of paint I scoop. And I try to really budget my strokes. So I really lay in one stroke at a time. So just to show how much I use per, I hope it's showing well.
Yeah, it shows.
How much I use per stroke.
And you get in there and you scoop it up.
Yeah, I use a paintbrush as a shovel, so I literally scoop it up a lot. And to build it up, so I just wanted to show you some mediums that I use to build it up. I hope it's gonna, okay. So this is Velasquez medium, and this is oleo gel, and I also have linseed oil and walnut oil, which it's either linseed or walnut. I don't use them at the
So the Velasquez medium allows you to make it thicker and
yes.
Stand up more.
Exactly. It's an impasto medium. So if something is very watery, like some yellows or some transparent oxide, I use Velasquez medium to thicken it because to me it's important whether it's complete alla prima or if it's the first layer. It's important for me that it really sits well, that it has a texture at that stage. And I really build it up. So my paintings have a lot of texture. And I feel like texture, it's a very emotional kind of part of painting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel attached to the drama of the painting.
Oh, we like drama. We like drama in paintings. No, we don't like it anywhere else.
That's why we're in this business. I feel like it's a business of drama. You know, how dramatic is this compared to, I don't know, something else?
Hey, you guys, tell us where you're watching from. Yana is in the New York area, but she's originally from Russia. What'd you say? Not
I'm from, well, yeah, I mean, I know that it's hard to say where you are in the former Soviet Union. I'm actually from Uzbekistan.
okay.
I feel like most people have no idea where it is. So now it's an independent country. It used to be a part of the former Soviet Union.
Well, hopefully we get some people tuning in from Russia today.
Oh, who knows?
Who knows? Tell us where you're watching from. We love it when we see people from all over the world. We're one big family.
Oh, I would love to hear that as well, where people are coming from.
Okay, well,
And I can just say that I'm just kind of laying in the center of the flower. So I don't have a standard rule. So where I start, it's kind of like if I feel like this is a good beginning or it's a good entryway into the painting, that's where I start. And I feel whenever something becomes a dogma, like when something, okay, you always start with darks or you always start from back and go to the front, I feel like I want to break it and just make it into a different way of doing things. And I just don't want things becoming rules.
okay. I see Yorkshire, England. I see Toronto. I see London. I'm not mentioning the US people. Sorry, folks. There's just too many of you to mention. I apologize.
How
But
many
I love you
people
anyway.
do you have? Eric,
Edmonton, Alberta. Another Toronto.
Eric, how many people do we have? I'm just curious.
Oh, I don't know. Too many.
Too many. Okay. I just don't know how nervous should I be.
You shouldn't be nervous. I mean, the most that'll ever watch in a particular day is about 175 to 200,000.
Ah, 1,000?
175 to 200,000. But that's not live. That's on replay.
Wow. Nobody told me that.
No, we wouldn't tell you that because we don't want you to be too nervous.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I'm just alone in my studio with my dog and I don't see all of these people because I think I would just probably freeze.
No, you're just fine.
Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows?
Buckinghamshire, England, Ontario, Muskoka, Boathouse Country, Ontario, Canada, Pyrenees, France.
Should I talk about what I'm doing or?
Yes, I would. You should. I'm just filling time.
Oh no, this is wonderful. So I'm just trying to again, like I feel the emotional part of the painting is very important, and I don't know how many people here would be open to something that I call spiritual, which for me painting is an incredibly spiritual process, and but also emotional, and it's not the same thing. So I'm just trying to even in this kind of somewhat stressful condition, so I'm not super relaxed now, which is okay. I'm just trying to infuse as much emotions as I can into this painting at this stage. And a part of how I do it is I use different brushes, and I use a whole bunch of brushes. So I'll just show you my little brush tray here. So this is, let's see if you can see it. Yes, okay. So I use about 20 brushes in any given day, and the size is really, even on the small painting like this, which is 6 by 6, I can use a brush like of this size, which is essentially like a bigger part of this.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Oh God, why did I say it now? All right, why not? Since I did mention that. Okay, so I mean, okay, I'll just a disclaimer, as if needed. So I will use a big brush like this if needed.
Okay.
But since I did promise it to Eric and I can't go back on my word, so it's a relatively big brush, and it's like about, how big is it? Like an inch and a half, maybe. And I scooped a little bit of paint here, and I just kind of move in a little bit. So it's sometimes a small movement it's like an exercise, sometimes a small movement in exercise is enough, right, to work your muscles. So in this case, it was a short movement. It could be something of a prolonged movement, which I'm going to show you now. But essentially, I am really, really fascinated by Chinese traditional brush painting. And I even took a class at the China Institute in Manhattan in Chinese brush painting. And I love the fact that all the attention is on a brush stroke. And it really is a foundation for the painting. So it has, and they're all different. So I'm just building it up with this different brush stroke, each having an emotion of its own. And then there are points of when we begin and kind of exit the painting. So that's my exit point. And then at this point of time, I can maybe use this green. So this is the dark part of it, kind of going this way. But every single movement that I make is extremely mindful. And I know that I talk a lot about mindfulness, and especially with my private students, really mindfulness is a foundation of how I work and now how I live, because it really goes into your life. I feel like you can't disengage. Like you really, I don't know, the more you paint, the more it permeates your life, right? And kind of sets an order to it. What do you think, Eric? Am I right?
Yep, absolutely.
So I feel like when I started to using mindfulness mindfully, not only my painting practice became better, like it's got a foundation now, like, and the skill, it's not even the skill, like I don't know if I'm very skillful, but I know that I'm certainly much more mindful. And for me, it's a huge win. So I feel like if just as painters, or maybe even as people, if we can become more mindful and just to really pay attention to the everyday, which is so hard now with all the distractions, right? Like the news and the, I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, all of this stuff that just rams into our field of consciousness. And
It's mind numbing. All that stuff is mind numbing.
it is, isn't it?
Yep.
It just, I think it's just such an assault on our senses. And we're not built to withstand that. So I really put time to develop extreme mindfulness. And that's what, so I teach a lot privately. And my teaching method is not very orthodox because, yes, we talk about the practical side of things, which obviously you have to know. But I feel like so much more important is the spiritual side of it. And for me, everything changed when I really realized. I know that that doesn't sound very grammatically proper, but anyway, just to make a point that everything changed for me when I realized that what I'm doing. So this is a huge spiritual endeavor, what I'm doing, and it just became a realization which changed the course of my life and my career. And my career really, like, I feel like my painting practice really picked up at that point.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I'm just curious. Can people respond? Like, I just want to ask, and if they can put one in the chat, if they agree with me that spiritual, is a part of this process. Can we ask people that? I'm just curious to hear.
Yeah, we'll see if they respond. I will tell you that where I first really saw this was in Russia.
What do you mean?
Well, many of the painters that I met, most of the painters that I met were Orthodox, and they considered painting a state of prayer.
Love it.
And so they essentially went into almost like a trance when they were painting because they considered it communicating with God and with nature.
It's so interesting because so I was born in Uzbekistan and I lived there for until I was almost 20. But my real art education happened in New York City. So I really am not connected with any Russian painters of today. It's so interesting. I never heard that exact wording, but
Well, you got to hang out with the right people.
yeah. But I mean, my foundation was really steeped in this like classical Russian tradition when I was a child. So I spoke with Eric a little bit before the show. So I started painting when I was very young. And I was in this experimental school for children where we were taught really like in a very, I should say, severe way. And then I had I immigrated here to New York City and I had let's call it a long break, just for the lack of the better word. But so I didn't like it. It was a period maybe of disconnect or maybe getting used to the new culture. And then I picked up here where, here, I mean, of course, New York City is, I just started taking a lot of courses in every single art school in the city. So, and I ended up in the New York Academy of Art, which really, so I don't know, maybe it's to a certain point, maybe it's not, but the point, I guess, being is that my education is not one-sided, like my art education. And I don't know, just a whole bunch of influences, but I feel like maybe mostly by American artists.
Okay. Well, you got a lot of comments, people agreeing with you about the spirituality of painting.
Oh my gosh, I love that. See, like I honestly don't know. Like I know that some of my wonderful friends and some of them who are watching now, we have a whole group of friends who.
You're so lucky to have friends. I don't have any.
Well, I can be your friend.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. You might regret that.
Well, I don't know. What do you usually do with your friends?
I don't know. I don't have any.
Right. Yes, I forgot that point. Well, we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
So anyway, I have a wonderful group of friends.
Well, I have a couple. There's some people.
You have a couple. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. That's a place to start. And we talk a lot about spiritual connection and what it means for us. And that's, I think, why we're painters and why we're these crazy people who, I mean, I know that I'm crazy. And I feel like it's, again, when I embraced it, everything changed. So before, when I was trying to be normal and kind of trying to conform, things didn't quite work out for me. I was just really bad at pretending to be normal.
Yeah, but then you became yourself.
And then I became myself. But, I'm 49 years old. So I feel like at a certain time, we have to become ourselves, right? It just behooves us to become ourselves, right? Because how long can you wait? Like, Eric, are you yourself?
I don't know. I haven't found myself yet. I'm still looking.
We need to ask your friends, but you don't have any.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I have painter friends. We go painting together. So
I'm kind of doing, I mean, again, with a disclaimer that I'm not as relaxed as I would be without, the audience of several thousand people. But I don't know, like I just hope that whatever I'm doing on this board, it's making some kind of sense.
It is.
Essentially, it's not that different. So, I mean, I really want people to feel when they look at my work. Like, I don't want it to be necessarily classically correct or any of that stuff. I just want people to feel,
Yeah.
And if I can make them feel deeply something, even if it's if it can be negative, because I'm not one of these people who channel their negative emotions on the canvas. I channel the energy of joy. That I know for sure. And even when I'm severely depressed, which happens, and especially in the winter, not this winter, incidentally, but it usually does happen, when it's dark out and all these thoughts kind of get into your mind, and you start questioning, the meaning of life and all of that stuff. I don't know. Does it ever happen to you guys? That you question the meaning of life?
Yeah. What is it? What is the meaning of life?
Oh God, I think we need longer than 1 hour to talk about that.
Okay, we'll go to the comments. Everybody in the comments, what's the meaning of life? Go.
Oh, please tell me, what is the meaning of life? I would like to know.
All right, here, this is going to be funny.
What do people say?
I don't know. They haven't done it. Nobody's done it yet. Oh,
Guys, please tell me. Well,
love is the meaning of life. Jesus is the meaning of life. Love yourself. Channel
Yes.
gratitude.
Yes.
Create.
Yes.
Painting.
Painting. Oh my God.
Love and happiness.
Happiness.
Play
All of
nice
that.
with others.
So can I say what I think is the meaning of life? Well, painting, of course, being the foundational for us. I feel like it's pleasure. I feel like it's pleasure, and we just don't really, like, for me, painting, or what I'm doing now, just messing with paint, it's a very emotional and just very pleasurable experience. It's just pleasure, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
like getting a kick out of it. Like, I love that. Love it.
I think the meaning of life is being there and helping other people, being there for other people. That's where I find my pleasure.
Yeah, that too. And I mean, children, dogs, all those. I mean, my dog is usually a good boy. When when we are testing it with Chrissy, he ate half of tube of my red paint, and it's a good thing that it's not toxic. So he actually ate it. I was thinking, should I take
Oh,
the
good thing you don't use cadmiums then, huh?
not so you see it paid, like my extreme cautiousness with paint is paying off. So he ate half a tube of red paint, and he's okay
Okay, so far.
so far. But I mean, it's been a day, so I
Okay.
would imagine that he's gonna be okay.
Okay, well, let's hope so. We don't want to lose our dogs.
Oh God, please no, not him. So my friends know my crazy dog, and he is how big? He's like 85 pounds, and he's my little muse. He's here with me, and he listens to classical music here with me, which he loves.
And Stickney says, my dog ate cerulean blue and got it on the carpet. They never eat anything cheap like raw umber.
Of course, he ate so this wonderful Michael Harding Scarlet Lake. A little bit, not. I have some left, so it's I'm gonna be okay.
All right, good.
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see how this painting is going. Looks good so far.
I might even finish it today.
Oh, well, I hope you get some progress on it.
I don't know. Like I feel like I'm very nervous, but I feel like if I'm talking to you, and I'm calming down kind of as I
People will
talk.
get mad at me if I keep talking.
No. I like it. It relaxes me.
It relaxes you. You're not nervous.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm getting more relaxed.
Here's the meaning of life: cold milk and warm chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my gosh! Yesterday we made the best chocolate chip cookies with my youngest son.
Is your dog like? Well, you can't give your dog chocolate.
No, he didn't
You
get
can
it.
give him paint, but you can't give him chocolate.
It's not that I feed him paint. He helped himself.
Freshly made bread slathered in butter and a little garlic. Okay, everybody's got a different take on the meaning of life. That's good.
But doesn't it all, like, isn't it all coming back to pleasure? That's my point. I feel like it's really pleasure, and if we really break it down, why are we alive? Why do we want to be alive? Even, and why do we want to paint?
Well, if we didn't have any pain, we'd never appreciate the pleasure. So pain is also part of the meaning of life.
Sure, I agree with that. Okay, so pain and pleasure. Maybe, like we're trying to get away from pain, but we do try to get close to pleasure. And I don't know, I feel like this is why I paint, and maybe there are, like, higher meanings to why I paint, who knows, but it gives me tremendous amount of pleasure. And I think
Well, let's ask the comments. Why do you paint? Okay, it looks like you're using a palette knife now. Is that right?
I used a little bit, and sometimes I use like different tools. So if again, all of it is if needed. So sometimes I use this. I forgot what these are called, like a wedge, right? This thing,
Yeah, it's a shaper.
a shaper. Yeah, sometimes. But I feel like again, if something is becoming a dogma, like my first thing is to break it. So I feel like, I don't want to say that I always use, whichever tool, right? And that's why I have a huge number of brushes, which I can tell you that at the end of the day, to wash them, it's a whole endeavor. It takes me over an hour to wash them because I use 20 brushes in a day.
Yeah, well, I only use one,
Really?
maybe two sometimes. I try to do a whole painting with one brush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Because I
certainly.
hate to clean brushes.
I hate it so much.
You know what I want to do?
Hmm?
I want to get so rich that I can throw brushes away after I paint with them.
You know what? Every time that will be a waste. But I'm a brush killer. I literally kill my brushes.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I just get new ones, but not after like.
Actually, I like brushes once they get a little worn, they get a little more character. So I wouldn't throw them away if they were. I wouldn't just use new ones. I like new ones, but I like worn ones too.
Well, like I do too sometimes. But if they get like really, if I become really bad about cleaning them, which I am pretty terrible with cleaning my brushes. Um, I know I feel like there is a better use of my time than washing them for an hour every night. There is such a thing as dinner with family and emptying restocking my dishwasher. That's a better use of.
Oh, you have to just put your brushes in the dishwasher and see what happens.
You know what? That should be, oh my God, that should be an invention. Like if somebody can invent an automatic kind of washing for brushes, like if you can stick them somewhere and then they're washed and dry in the morning. So I just wanted to stop here just to show you something. So I'm at the point where, although I'm talking and so I kind of laid it in, and again, just keep in mind I'm much more stressed than usual, so I'm going fast. I do want to connect things. So the edges here, I kind of almost came to the edge, like so the edge of the flower, the greenery, and I just want to connect it. And I do it with the splayed old and dry brush. So I'm just cleaning it to make sure it's pretty dry. So I just wanted to show you. So it's splayed and old, and it's a perfect tool to resolve. So in my mind, I call it resolving the edge. So I'll just drag it through the edge like this. And it's not perfect, but it's okay because I can. Well, first of all, this process is not about perfection. And I feel like I'm just trying to find this perfect balance between it being very controlled and very loose. And like it has a logic to it, but maybe the logic is not very obvious. So because my paintings, maybe they appear very loose, which they are, but there's always a logic to that.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day tonight?
Huh?
What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
I am just having a quiet dinner with my husband and my youngest son. My oldest son is in college.
How old is your youngest son?
My youngest son is 13.
Well, he can be your dishwasher, your brush washer. Let him do it.
Oh God, I can barely make him make his bed, and it's on a good day. So you know what? I'm not gonna fight this battle. My oldest son, when he's here, he's helping me a little bit, but he's in college and he has plans with his girlfriend. So, yeah, he's very romantic. He booked a beautiful dinner for them. Anyway, it's all beside the point.
I have an artist coming to the house tonight, and the artist and my wife and I are going out to dinner. I'm sure my wife loved that. But
no, that sounds wonderful.
Somebody's staying over, which is going to be nice, and we're going to get to watch a rocket launch.
Oh,
that'll be fun.
All right. Oh, that's so good.
Probably go painting today.
Oh, this is the best. I feel like for Valentine. So for my birthday, which was in November, so I asked my husband if I just can have a day of painting. because I think it was a weekend. I don't remember. I think it was.
You know what we do in upstate New York in
Yeah.
June? I
Uh-huh.
have an artist retreat, and everybody paints 2 paintings a day, 2 different locations,
Oh,
5 days in a row, and we feed them. They get out of bed, they just go painting. We all paint together, or they can go out on their own.
oh my God.
And it's like nirvana,
Yes.
nothing to cook or clean, nobody to keep happy. You just show up and paint.
This is wonderful. Can I be invited?
Yeah, of course. Just go to paintadirondacks.com and
Okay.
all the
That's
details are there.
okay. Thank you. That sounds absolutely wonderful. Well, I kind of have it here in my studio, but I do have to cook, clean.
Well, it's different though, because you're not hanging out with friends.
That is correct. Yeah.
I hang out with all my friends there.
This sounds wonderful.
It's pretty swell. I've been doing it for like 13 years.
Uh-huh. So I hope my little flower is starting to come together a little bit.
Yep. I'll tell you what we're going to do, Yana, is we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
and then we're going to come right back and we're going to watch you, so to speak. Sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Our guest today is Yana Beylinson, and she's painting a flower because it's Valentine's Day. I'll show you some of her work. It's just fabulous, and you'll get a chance to see what she does. And she likes that good, thick, goopy paint, which is very emotional, as she said. So you're learning how to do that today, and I'm so glad that you're here. We have a prize today. You can win a pair of value specs if you leave a comment in the comment section and we pick you. So that would be a cool thing to do. We also have this free ebook, 10 Steps to Becoming a High-Level Figure and Portrait Artist. That's at realismtoday.com/ebook. And you can subscribe to this program just by going to YouTube and looking up Art School Live and then hit the subscribe button. Okay, so a couple of reminders. Today, Valentine's Day, is the very last day to get the lowest discount on the plein air convention. Everybody waits to the last minute. We'll be flooded with potentially hundreds of people trying to get those last seats by midnight tonight. So get that done. Plein air convention is in the Smoky Mountains this year. It's the first time we've been east of the Mississippi. Smoky Mountains near Asheville, North Carolina. And we're right outside Smoky Mountain National Park. In fact, we'll be painting in the park and other places. We're going to be painting at the Biltmore Estate. So come join us in May. But today would be a good day to get that done. Okay. The other thing is Plein Air Live is coming up, and Plein Air Live is just around the corner. So check this out.
It has made the difference in my world.
I get invigorated.
Today was just fantastic.
I love it.
It's just brilliant.
I mark it off on my calendar.
It was amazing.
I need the community.
I always wanted to go to art school. I feel like this could be it. The amount of value that is delivered is incomparable.
When I did your first plein air live, I was only breaking into plein air, and that just opened up my world.
Every day I say this is the best day, and again, it's another best day.
I'm taking notes. I'm watching what people are doing.
I really am very grateful for the opportunity to just look over the shoulders of these great artists.
It has taught me not only better plein air, it has made me a better studio painter as well.
You know, the lineup is just so amazing.
Thank you for introducing all these wonderful new artists to me.
Everyone you have on here is fabulous.
You learn something from every single teacher every single time, and it's just brilliant.
It has made the last 3 years really bearable.
Somebody like me really can't get to a convention. You know, this is really special.
I need people to paint with, even though we're not all physically together.
But then the relationships that are formed, I think that's what's really long lasting.
It's just really fun to see people that you become friends with, throughout the years.
There's always something to learn, no matter how many years you've been painting, or if you're a very beginner.
It has exceeded my expectations, and I've already signed up for next year.
This is my second year, and I definitely signed up for next year.
This is my 5th live event.
I was so happy I went for it.
This is really special.
Plein Air Live is all online. Plein Air Convention is in person. Plein Air Convention will not be online this year. So you can do both. Pick and choose. All right. Yana Beylinson is our guest today, and she is painting flowers, a peony to be specific. Okay, take it away. Bring it in for a landing.
Yes. So I feel like I'm going to hopefully finish it today. Do we have, I don't know, 10 more minutes or 15 more minutes?
No, you got I'd say about 8 more minutes.
All right. Well, I don't promise it to be a masterpiece, but then again, are we really after creating a masterpiece? I don't know. Actually, that's a question. How do people measure their success? Like, do they feel like if they can answer it in a chat that, whether creating a masterpiece is important or it's just play? I wonder if people can answer that. Because it's a question that I'm asking myself, like, what is the definition of success? Eric, what is it for you?
Okay, well, we'll find out what they put in the comments. Also, I want to know what you guys are doing for Valentine's Day, so put that in the comments too. So notice how she's holding her brush. She's not holding it like a pencil.
Well, I'm usually, so I usually try to hold it as, I hope you can see it, yes, pretty far away, so it gives me like a whole range of motion. Same thing when I draw, so that's how I hold my pencil.
So I'll read some of these to you while you're painting, because I know you don't have a lot of time. Success is getting into the studio to paint or to paint plein air. Success is when I enjoy the process. Success is a quiet night painting.
Love that. I love that people understand that it's not just selling your work or having a show, which is wonderful, and I'm not going to say anything against that. That's what we want as well, right? It's okay to want this kind of success too, right? It's like we shouldn't feel guilty about that.
Linda Marie says, masterpieces for me is when in 100 years someone pulls out my painting and admires it. That's nice.
Wonderful. I love
You're going to be there. Technology is changing. We're all going to live another 100 years.
Yeah. But
unless we use toxic materials.
Yes, that's you see, that's where, so I might have saved my dog's life by not buying any toxic materials, because he does eat my paint. I'm curious to what people usually listen to in the studio. So I listen to classical, and I love modern classical, like Philip Glass.
I listen to the 1970s oldies when I'm and classical.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel, and I don't know if people will people like that, but I love
so far. Classical and classical. We'll see what other people put in there.
Nice.
Classical. Celtic music.
Oh, okay. That's something I never listened to yet, but I'm open.
Oldies and classical. Bach. Classical.
Bach, yes, please. Oh, Bach is wonderful.
What I find with classical is I start waving my brush like a baton, and then I start painting to the beat.
Love it. Bach, it's funny, whenever I feel depressed, which happens,
The Beatles, jazz.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Keep it coming, folks. All right. So you got about 7 more minutes.
Well, I don't promise a masterpiece in remaining 7 minutes, but I just hope what I'm doing now is making sense to people. So just please tell
Our
me.
goal here is not to finish paintings. Our goal is to learn lessons.
Okay. Well, that's I actually feel like it's kind of it. So I did promise you a big brush stroke. So if we have, I don't know, what time we have left, 1 minute. I just wanted to kind of combine some of the petals. So I feel like painting flowers, you can get lost in these petals, right? Especially peony. And one way to cure it is just to make a decisive brush stroke and just kind of resolve it in this way, something like this, where you just combine them and you don't fuss with a lot of different petals, if it makes sense, right?
Okay.
So this is kind of getting to its resolution, hopefully. And yeah, I feel like this is kind of it.
Well, I love the edge work that you just did.
I mean, can it be pushed more? Absolutely. I mean, I can make it more realistic, but I feel like just for today's demonstration, that might be it. And I'll take a better picture of it if that will help the audience, and I can share it if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I'll just take because I have some glare here. And
can you just get your camera real close so they can see it? I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can get that picture to them quickly.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm so busy. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
And I can show you my studio. So
yeah, let's see it. Okay.
So this is my working space. So the whole space is our pool house, which I don't allow my husband call it a pool house. So this is my dog Teddy.
Teddy.
Well, let him.
Do you want a treat? Teddy, do you want a treat?
Oh, please don't say. Okay, he's gonna go after my paint as well. And let me just kind of reposition it to myself now because I think we're done.
All right. Well, everybody needs to give Yana applause today, thumbs up and likes, because she did a terrific job. And here to think, Yana, that you were nervous.
I am very nervous.
Oh, there's no reason to be. I mean, you're a rock star. Look at that beautiful painting you have behind you there. That's just stunning.
Thank you. Yeah, I love peonies, and I started it as a part of my class painting peonies last summer.
Yeah.
Just finished it recently because I go back and forth and I work on several paintings at the same time.
Nice. So you keep several on different easels, and you just kind of go back between different ones.
Yeah, yeah. And I like to change up the size. So like sometimes it's a little one like this, or like a big one, like 6 by 4 feet. And I feel by changing, or sometimes I work plein air, and sometimes I work from a photo reference. So I feel like I don't want anything to become a dogma. When something becomes like a rule, my first desire is just to break it.
Ah, okay. So what is your very best advice to any artist that's watching right now?
If I can give you just one advice, which is really limiting, but I feel like as I said, when I understood that it's more of a spiritual quest than an exercise in perfection or mastery, because what really bothered me for years when I was running all around New York City, taking classes in every single art school in New York, and always feeling like I'm falling short and I will never become a master or the expert that I wanted to be. And then when I kind of redirected that, and it's a spiritual quest, and I'm just a servant. I don't know how, not to sound very high and mighty, but just a servant of the spiritual, and that's my contribution.
Okay.
And everything changed. So I feel like, and then it became less of a pursuit of perfection and more I'll just do my best now, and I'll just put all this energy into this, piece, and hopefully it will show. Like, hopefully this little peony will show this. Well, today's Valentine's Day, so the energy of love, right? That's what we all live for, really.
Awesome. Well, today was terrific. I think we all learned a lot. Thank you so much for being here today and inspiring us and giving us good things to be thinking about.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. Our guest today, Yana Beylinson. Yana, thank you again. We'll put your website and all your contact information in the chat so everybody can get in there and look you up and go buy your paintings and attend your workshops and do all that fun stuff. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Well, that was really terrific. A wonderful way to do Valentine's Day. I wish you guys all a happy Valentine's Day. Going to be a fun day for me. As I mentioned, I have a guest coming, a guest artist, and then staying overnight. We're going to dinner. We're going to have fun. We're going to watch a rocket launch. That's going to be fun at 5 o'clock today. And so it's pretty cool. Good way to spend Valentine's Day. Nice dinner out. I hope you guys do something for yourselves and do something for your loved ones. I know it's just another day, but people like to be acknowledged, and people like you to express how you feel. So whatever you do, just make sure you do that. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We're here every weekday at 12 noon. I'm Eric Rhodes. Bye-bye.